Piloto aviador presenta el nuevo avión Hércules mexicano que aplastará a los gringos.
Observamos sobre esta plaza de la Constitución la Escuadrilla Orca, conformada por 2 aeronaves Boeing de la Fuerza Aérea Mexicana y un Boeing de la Guardia Nacional.
Con una capacidad de carga brutal de más de 20 toneladas, una autonomía de vuelo superior a los 4,000 kilómetros y tecnología de última generación, este titán de los cielos no solo impone, sino que deja en evidencia a varios modelos estadounidenses que se creían intocables. El piloto aviador mexicano no solo lo presenta, sino que demuestra que México está listo para aplastar a los gringos. Comenta la palabra Hércules mexicano y no olvides darle a like.
Pues en la vida aeronáutica decimos nosotros que las máquinas o los aviones no tienen palabra, y pues yo creo que pues comprobé en carne propia esa situación y viví dos accidentes en mi vida, de los cuales pues gracias a Dios, gracias a la pericia y estudio, como platicábamos un momento, pude pues contarlo y estar aquí con estos momentos con ustedes.
El capitán primero, Tomás Vázquez, es uno de los hombres que piloteará uno de los aviones de la Fuerza Aérea en el desfile del 16 de septiembre. Sobre su Boeing 737-800, demostrará el poderío de las fuerzas militares mexicanas.
Yo diría la columna vertebral de México, y siempre estamos para apoyar a los necesitados, a los compatriotas, y a la misión que se nos mande, siempre estamos ahí presentes.
Estuve hace algunos años en la Sierra de Oaxaca, y pues la gente que en realidad no tenía que comer expresaba su gratitud, su agradecimiento, pues nos tomaba de la mano. Es algo que uno se lo queda muy guardado, porque la gente es ahí donde la gente se da cuenta que pues que no están solos, que para eso cuenta con las Fuerzas Armadas.
Para Tomás no ha sido sencillo esforzarse a lo largo de los 36 años que han pasado desde la primera vez que puso su ilusión en el cielo en su natal Ixtepec, Oaxaca.
Un pueblo de mucho sol, mucho calor, en donde pues de niño mis momentos agradables era cuando veía pasar aviones sobre la casa de mis padres. Sí, entre 9 y 10 años, si no me acuerdo, y aviones de la Fuerza Aérea Mexicana. ¿Quién iba a pensar? Cuando veía a ellos que ese niñito que andaba ahí corriendo descalzo iba a ser piloto aviador. Y me dicen así, yo nada más lo veo y le digo, ¿quién iba a pensarlo?
Le llevó 5 años convertirse en uno de los aviadores más avesados al mando de naves elementales que le recuerdan la Segunda Guerra Mundial, pasando por jets hasta el Boeing 737 que dirige actualmente y que requiere mucha especialización. Sin embargo, lo más difícil para él es la caída de sus compañeros.
He visto caer a compañeros, en caso de pilotos, cruzar en la plataforma junto a él en un momento.
Major Royce Mayo with VMGR 252. I've been serving as a pilot in the Marine Corps for just over 10 years now. Being a pilot is a dream come true for me. I've always wanted to fly for the Marine Corps, and I'm fortunate I've been able to do that, be able to fulfill that dream since I've been a child. So the C-130, the KC-130 Juliet, was an aircraft I wanted to fly. I did not actually get selected to fly that originally out of flight school. I was able to go and fly the AH-1 Whiskey Cobra prior to transitioning over to the KC-130 Juliet Hercules. So VMGR 252 is here in sunny SoCal and Miramar today to utilize the ranges that the West Coast provides us. We are going to be shooting AGM-114 Papa 4 Hellfires and AGM-176 Griffin Block 2s out of the KC-130 Juliet Harvest Hawk modded aircraft that you see right behind me. The KC-130 Harvest Hawk program is a Mission Plus MET that we give to the VMGR community. And one of the advantages of having the Harvest Hawk on the KC-130 is that we have a long loiter time, and we have the ability to carry a lot of munitions as far as the AGM-176 Griffins in the back of the aircraft. So we can carry a lot of munitions for the Griffins, Block 2s, or newer blocks, and we can stay on station for a long time for the loiter time that potentially other aircraft may not be able to do. So it expands the capability of the ground force commander and the force commanders in an area. So the Harvest Hawk program started with OEF, OIF, and within Afghanistan, particularly a lot of usage, what they call the Harvest Hawk Legacy Program. What we have now is an updated Harvest Hawk, and they call it the Harvest Hawk Plus program. And it gives us a new sensor that you can see on the front of the aircraft with a new sensor, a very capable sensor. And then it allows us to be able to shoot the Hellfires off the left side of the wing there and carry all those Griffins. This new one has been around since about 2013, and it is to replace the Harvest Hawk Legacy program. While we have not yet used it operationally, it really increases the lethality of what the MAGTF can have in a permissive environment, be able to have the loiter time, and be able to carry all of the Griffins in the back of the aircraft if desired. Capabilities with the new MX-20 really just expand on the previous sensor that was on the Harvest Hawk Legacy, and it allows us to be able to see a lot further out and be able to see very clearly when it comes to looking for targets or to providing any sort of MIR. So some components that go into it. So whenever we modify an aircraft, the C-130, to become Harvest Hawk modded, there's a few changes that go into it. One of the big things is that sensor up front on the front of the aircraft, the MX-20 sensor. So that is put into it at the front. That it gives us a lot more capable sensor and being able to maneuver more freely than we had in the previous Harvest Hawk edition, because the previous one was only on the left wing. Now with that sensor on the ball, now with that sensor at the front on the nose, it gives us the ability to be able to maneuver without masking our sensor as much. The Harvest Hawk also, when it's modded, it's going to have that outboard left wing station. That's going to be where our Hellfire rack is. The left paratroop door is changed out whenever we're modded for the Harvest Hawk for what we call a Derringer door. That allows us to launch the Griffins out of a common launch tube in the rear of the aircraft, where it launches it directly straight below the aircraft. And then in the brains, if you will, of the Harvest Hawk is what we call the Mission Operator Pallet, which is a pallet that we take a forklift and load on and roll up to the front of the cargo area of the C-130. That gets tied down, and then from that mop, that's where we control the Harvest Hawk with a fire control officer sitting back there operating the sensor and the weapons, and then talking on the radios in the objective area to the ground forces. So this aircraft, the way it's modded right now, does allow for a wide expanded functionality across all the 6 areas of Marine Corps aviation. It's able to continue its primary job. We can carry some cargo. We can still drop some troops out the back via aerial delivery. We can still conduct aerial refueling off the right-hand side, so we still have a refueling hose on the right side of the right wing. The C-130 in general, along with the MOP, allows us to have a really stable platform and a long time on station for command and control. So our C2, we can utilize the ANW2 network, utilizing the adapters for the kits there. We can stay on station a long time in the overhead and be able to conduct C2. We can conduct our other METs, our other missions to an extent, and it also gives us that MIR, that multiple imagery reconnaissance capability with the MX-20 with our sensor. And then we also have munitions, so if we need to provide any sort of fires to the ground force commander, we're able to do that with this aircraft. I am a fan of it. It's a great capability to have. It is fits in with sometimes what you think of the Marine Corps concept of shooting and delivering fires, but it really retains a lot of the core METs for the VMGR and being able to, again, deliver combat assault transport, to be able to conduct aerial delivery, to be able to refuel, and then it expands it again with that mission plus, being able to give the MAGTF commander a little more capability if he or she desires. I have a phenomenal crew. I couldn't ask for a better set of men and women that are out here with us today. These Marines are professional. They take it very seriously, even though conducting close air support and fires is not as common of a task for the VMGR community. They take it very seriously, and we have a lot of experience with some of our forward air controllers that have gone out and have done fact tours with some of these pilots that are here, and then they come back and they incorporate what they've learned from the MAGTF and being forward air controllers into the employment of this Harvest Hawk program, and being able to expand, being able to conduct our mission here with the CAS environment in the objective area. One of the ways that we train is we have a simulator that we are able to utilize to get some of the initial reps before we actually go live fire, before we're actually flying and putting hours on the aircraft. It's a very capable simulator that we're able to pull up and just simulate all of the HOTAS, the controls that we have within the Harvest Hawk at the MOP operator pallet, and we're able to conduct different missions. We're able to simulate the CAS environment so that our student pilots that are going through this, or our pilots who are under instruction, can actually have a realistic reps and be able to get some great training and value prior to getting into the aircraft and putting hours on the airplane.